This is Hanging Heavy.
Welcome to another episode of Hanging Heavy. Now, this is a little different because it's Halloween.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Desecrator, and yeah, that fucking weirdo. He said it right. Today's a little different. It's this first episode of the spooky season. Ooh. But today was kind of a all of a sudden episode, usually in typical manner. So the hosts are a little bit different today. But bringing it in, we got third co-host. I guess I can comfortably say, talking about none other than Garbage Fire. What's going on, Garbage?
I never get tired of the jam.
And back from the dead. Hello?
Yeah,
What's that?
I'm here. As soon as you introduced me, it started to drop.
What?
It just... Actually, fine.
I'm talking about none other than Malbolgia. And seeing as how he can never get the goddamn joke.
I am delivered!
Yeah, what's going on, Bulge?
Not much, just hanging heavy.
For real? So, before we get started, I just want to say, again, this is the first episode of October. And although Papi's not here with us, he's here in my butthole. But yeah, so Halloween apparently is the best time of the year for the show, I guess, because let me see. Okay, as of August 31st, 2021 to September 29th, 2021, gathering 300 downloads by itself is the first ever Halloween episode that I did in 2018. And that episode is titled Spooky Scary Skeletons. Not like that one needs any more fucking convincing. Yeah, that one episode has been the strongest episode this entire podcast history in the last 3 years. So whatever. Fuck you. I guess I need to start doing scary stories all the time.
I guess you have a huge spooky scary. I can't even say it. Spooky scary skeleton fans.
Yeah, it's a pretty big meme. So
It's like a niche market.
yeah, and apparently fucking scary horror podcasts do very well. People just like the macabre and whatever. Yeah, the thing that bothers me though is like that one was the first one I ever did, and I worked hard on that episode, and hopefully it shows. But the one that I did after that, the year after, is called Too Spooky for Me, and that one's not even listed in like anywhere in the numbers, and I feel that one's a better episode. Like I learned what I wanted to do with that first one, and the second one I perfected it. And apparently that one doesn't even get half of the fucking views or listens or downloads.
Isn't that how it works? Like people, like artists, they'll work on something, and then like they'll do something like all last minute, and that's the one that goes viral. The last minute one, that's the one that they're known for, and they're like, shit, I hate that song, or I hate that painting. Like, worked so hard on this other stuff, but everybody wants me to sing this goddamn song, and I hate that song. So like a throw song. But yeah, that's the way it is. Like,
Yeah, but fucking whatever. As you can tell, that intro was too clean to be the first try, so take two sounds much sweeter when it's with you. But yeah, fucking, it's spooky season, and I can't wait to get started on the Halloween episode this year. Now, usually I get ahead of myself and I start working on it in advance, but you know, fucking life has hit me kind of hard recently, so fuck you, give me a break. I'm gonna do it, but like I said, after the second one, the third one, I took it a step further, and now not only am I reading creepypastas and scary stories, but I'm involving the people that I work with, you know? So I'm trying to incorporate personal encounters or stories of things that happen to us personally with the scary stories. So there's like, I don't know if you want to call them true stories, but they're experiences that us, the hosts, and the people that I ask around me, those are personal stories, and we feel that they've happened. So, fucking, who's to say that's right or wrong, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel that's even cooler than just reading stupid stories. I mean, it's personal, even. So yeah, I'm gonna do that again, and aside from just reading stories like everyone else, I spice it up. I like to add sound effects, music, atmosphere, whatever have you, to make the listening experience even more enthralling and make the immersion even more in depth. Oh, my immersion!
It's like immersive experience.
Yeah, we have many pleasures.
Ooh. Of the mind and soul.
Shout out to the Pinhead lovers. But I guess with that out of the way, I want to give a quick shout out to a couple people. First, my boy in Japan, Josh. You know, I'm always thinking about you, baby. And secondly, my boy's Heck Ghost. He's my tattoo artist. I recently got some ink, and that's as recent as 2 days ago, yesterday. Shit. And yeah, I got a tribute to my lost brother. Yeah, I feel he did a good job on it, but my arm hurts like hell, and I feel like a pussy, because it usually never hurts this much. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and link his info in the description or whatever the fuck. But yeah, if you're in the Laredo area of Texas, check out my boy Ghost at Too Far Gone Tattoos. And yeah, I guess without any other interruptions, we have a tradition around here. At the beginning of every show, we take a drink, we take a shot, we chug a beer, whatever we have near. Oh, you know it's true because it rhymes. It's gotta be true. But yeah, you gentlemen ready?
Yes, sir.
Alright, for those of you listening, whatever you got in front of you, just put it up to the sky and then down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
Raise them up.
I'm never gonna get used to it.
No, you never get used to that.
The old foot
You
burn.
never get used to that. Oh, fuck. Oh, man.
Just need
But
some
yeah.
water to wash it down.
To get some actual good drink to kill it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess since we're on the spooky topics, hold on, let me see. Should have a button for that.
I seriously think you should just do your death whistle, man.
You know what? Yeah, now's the time to pull it out. Hold on, let me get some. Let's get some fab and shit. Where is it? That button. Let's. Oh, damn it! I don't have any scary sounding music. You know what? Let me add something real quick before I leave. That way it's a little more in depth. What would it be under? Okay, cool. Let me hear. Found one. Now, this one. So, for those of you new to the show, I used to do a segment when I was doing the show by myself called SKC Corner, or SKC. The segment was Serial Killer Corner, and this was the music that I had for it. So, I think it should be appropriate. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick that in. And let me go get my death whistle. I'll be right back.
That's the whistle.
You ever heard of one? This completely sounds like a 1980s. I'm walking down the forest and I'm about to get stabbed.
What did you say?
It looks like old 80s.
Yeah.
With a low budget.
Okay, so
Sorry.
I haven't pulled this thing out in a while. But yeah,
Nice
I'm gonna go
background.
ahead and step away from the mic so that it's not ear piercing, but see if I can get it to sound like what it's supposed to sound like.
That sounds awesome.
Come on, do it now! Kill me!
Now, I don't know how loud that was for you guys. I had to put earplugs on because the shit super loud in person.
Nice. It sounded pretty good.
Did it with the music? I'm hoping it did.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it did, right? Considering that I know what it is, I love it, man.
Yeah, it's a little heritage for your ass. But yeah, fucking death whistle. If you don't know, learn about it, son. Because if you don't know, then now you know. That doesn't make sense, but whatever, fuck it. But yeah, going on back to Halloween or whatever the fuck. I was just led on to a new bit of information. Last week we talked about how Marvel and some comic creators were fucking going to court about the ownership. I guess the term would be, hold on, let me look it back up. The term for this is excuse me, I'm reading and I'm okay, so it's copyright termination. And essentially what that is let's say the original creator of anything, for that matter, signs over the rights to make a deal and whatever the fuck. But copyrighted termination essentially takes that back. Like I said, we covered it with Marvel last week, but bringing it into the horror movie realm, Friday the 13th screenwriter wins copyright termination appeal against producers. So, as reported, the Second Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled in favor of Victor Miller. After years of battling it out for the rights of the iconic horror franchise, they concluded that he was not an independent contractor when he wrote the original 1980 slasher classic, and therefore he's entitled to authorship rights. So essentially he's looking for backlog of fucking royalty checks, essentially. He's looking for that long-term money now. And
That's big money.
as such, the copyright termination Miller filed is seen as valid in the eyes of the law, and the rights to Friday the 13th will revert back to him. However, this only applies to the US and only pertains to the original movie, which in the case of Friday the 13th makes things difficult because it's an entire series. He only won back the rights for the original title, Friday the 13th. The original movie, right? Not the catalog of movies that came after. So, I mean, in the long run, did he really win?
Well, I think that's what they do. I mean, they can just start calling him, like, just instead of Friday the 13th, actually just call him.
Just call it Jason. Yeah.
That's what I need. Like Jason 1, Jason 2, and then he's screwed.
Or
like,
Voorhees, or fucking Camp Crystal Lake. I mean, there's so much shit they could do. Because I don't. From what I've read, he didn't win a lawsuit over the likeness of Jason Voorhees. Just the rights to the phrase Friday the 13th. And the original movie. Now I'm not
how copyright works. So you can like compartmentalize any little thing, and this is all you create. Like, that's it.
Yeah, so they're like, okay, we'll give you the first movie. That one sucks anyway. Jason doesn't even come out in it.
Yeah,
you can
we'll give you the bare minimum.
You could keep the mama, the little mama's boy. Oh, we got the hardcore killer that goes to hell and back.
See, shit like that is always weird, right? Because you can always say, well, you're copying from the source material. He got part 1, so now you can go back and say, for any future materials, right? You copy from the source material. So I think that's maybe it's not the big win, but
it's a win.
Hopefully, he can use it probably in the further. But like, so real quick, kind of tied to that, right? Isn't that a huge problem nowadays? Like not just with scary movies. It's badass that there was a scary movie time, but the whole contractor thing. Like you have a lot of like companies that take advantage of that now.
Yeah. So they'll hire writers and shit, but the writers don't really get anything.
I mean, like when I know that what really happens that a lot is like in wrestling, like all the wrestlers are independent contractors.
Yeah, and they don't own the rights to the characters or anything.
To the gimmick, sometimes they don't even have rights to their name, so.
I mean, it happens a lot, like in the gaming industry also. Obviously, they get hired for a job, but like the whole independent contractors, I think before it was seen as like a good thing, right? It's extra money on the side.
Yeah.
But the way like some of these people get contracted for like months at a time, like is that good anymore?
I don't know, the gig economy.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like let's say you work on something that's fucking groundbreaking and huge, but you have no stake in it, right? So that kind of sucks.
Like, also, it depends how much you did. Like you just like you're working like on some game and you're just doing backgrounds. I mean, even though they're like super badass backgrounds, they're still just backgrounds.
Well,
so you create an actual character or a side character, and that character like he pops off, like then that's when it becomes a problem.
But you see that's the thing, and like let's say video games or movies, right? Like, did you guys ever see Daybreakers?
That's the one with Ethan Hawke.
William Dafoe.
So William Dafoe,
Ethan Hawke,
I think it was Ethan Hawke.
Yeah,
I saw that one.
Like, movie was shit.
I thought it was pretty good.
No, wait, let me rephrase that. Movie was shit, but the world they created was fucking amazing.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the whole economy behind blood, like you want your coffee to have a certain percentage of blood,
Yeah.
like the whole thing with the farms of humans, like all of that thing was fucking badass. But the movie didn't do shit with it, or not
Yeah.
enough with it.
Yeah. Like they did all this world building, but then they didn't really focus on anything other than these two people.
Well, also,
Yeah, like
I don't know if it made money. That could have been why. Like, if it didn't make money, then they're not gonna bother like doing anything else with it. It's literally all about the bottom line. Like, people they don't have patience. Like, this is a good world. It's a good product. Like, we do another movie and tweak some stuff. Maybe like they'll catch on, and they're like, nah, that's it. They make money and trash it.
Damn, it had a.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but that's the thing, right? Like, how is that? Let's say a contractor created all of that, right? Like, how is that contractor's fault, right? That the person who tried it the first time was shit. So you don't get to like explore it anymore because it was shit, unless somebody's brave enough to pick up something that wasn't successful the first time.
Yeah, that's what McFarlane is trying to do with Spawn.
Yeah, like I think like right now I started I picked up some comics. King Spawn. Haven't read them. I will read them by next week. But like, picking up something that didn't do well the first time or didn't do well like with its first delivery, and get someone else to pick it up. And I'm not saying that Marvel or Jason. Well, Jason Friday hasn't. When was the last time we got a Friday movie?
That's a good question. Let's look that up. Last Jason movie. I want to say it's fucking Freddy versus Jason.
No fucking way.
Let's see, last Jason movie. The most recent Jason. What the fuck? Oh, the remake.
That was a remake.
Okay, so Google says, what is the most recent Jason movie? And the movie is called Vengeance. It takes place roughly 30 years after the events of Jason Lives, Friday the 13th, Part 6. Yeah. I totally forgot about this movie. No way, 2019. Wasn't a good one.
I mean, I didn't even know that shit existed until right now.
Yeah. I totally remember watching it and being like, oh, come on. Don't do this. Don't do this.
But I mean, if he gets the rights back, at least to like the likeness of the first movie, like somebody else can come and be like, "Hey, here's some money. Can we try it again?"
Yeah, let me do what I thought you would do.
Yeah, like some takes are there. Actually, like I know like a lot of people hated Halloween, the one by Rob Zombie.
It was okay. I'm a big Rob Zombie fan. It was okay.
It wasn't bad. I actually. But it's because I know, like, this is when Desi and I, and even Papi, which I know he's not here, disagree. Like, it's like more the mystique behind not knowing the slasher, where I kind of like having the background of the slasher.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked it.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I just, like, Rob Zombie has been on the record saying that when he was making Halloween, like the network and not the network, but like the movie companies and the production companies kept giving their input in changing the movie. So the movie that we saw is not even the movie that he wanted to make.
But it was, I mean, for me, it was still solid.
It was a good movie, yeah. I'm not going to say it's not. I like Rob Zombie's direction. But
also that happens a lot. Like you want to, let's say you want to make a movie and you're like, I just want to do it, and you don't look at the contract, and
yeah,
if the director make a movie, they have full creative control. And sometimes, like, I just want to make a movie, they give me the money, so fuck it. And then later on, they're like, oh shit, like, they can't make the movie they want because the studio keeps like, no, you have to cut this out, you have to, it's too bloody, it's gory.
Yeah, I agree with that. No, but the thing I've been seeing more is people walking away from the companies.
Yeah.
Oh,
even after that, which is good, right? Because it means like at that point when when the source material guy leaves, it's fucked up. Like I'm not sure if you guys know about this one. So like Avatar, not the blue people, but the
Airbender.
Oh,
the Airbender. So
Yeah.
I know they partnered up with Netflix, and to do a live action, and all of a sudden they left. And obviously they're not gonna say anything, right? Because they're not gonna talk smack and burn themselves with everybody else. But they're like, we're leaving. So like when the people that are the source material leave, it tells you something. It tells you that the company is, getting involved too much.
Yeah, the production is not going in their favor, or yeah, and that sucks. Like, especially when you work for big studios want to get their most bang for their buck, and it ends up them fucking everything up and the movie being garbage. But going back to Halloween, did you see the Danny McBride version of Halloween?
Shit, I didn't even know that existed.
Those were the newer ones.
Okay.
So Danny McBride is a comedian, right? A comedic actor.
Yeah.
But I honestly 100% believe he made the best Halloween adaptation. His Halloween is fucking good. And
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
It came out in 2018. He wrote it, or co-wrote it, right? He didn't direct it, but he co-wrote it, and it's fucking good. And I think I wanna say that there's a new Halloween coming out this year.
Also,
Halloween Kills. So
okay, so it's a brand new Halloween. Like,
yeah,
I didn't know where I was involved.
so yeah, the new Halloween is also co-written by Danny McBride, the same team.
Nice.
The same director, like it's literally the same writers, the same screenplay producers, everything. And I thought the first one that they did was fucking great. And it's just straight up called Halloween, and it came out in 2018. It's a really good movie. It's got good pacing, it's got good cinematography, it's got good music, and I don't know, like it just feels like they were trying their best to like impress Carpenter, or not even impress, like just to pay respects to where the movie came from originally. And
They brought it back.
Yeah, I'm super down with it. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, put it on your must-see list for Halloween at least. I mean, no pun intended, literally, for fucking Halloween.
And the brand new movie that's coming out literally takes place like 5 minutes after the other one ends. Like, literally, so you watch the whole thing, it's like long. Like, there's no time gap or no. It takes place like literally 5 minutes or not even a minute after the other one ends. Like, it takes it from there.
Random question: have there been any scary movies this year?
I don't think there have. Let's
I mean,
really?
I know cinema was there this year, but
let's Google 2021
They were
horror.
hyping up, but I think it came out on the theaters and on HBO Max. It's called Malignant. That's the last one that I heard about.
it came out this past month,
Okay,
right?
so
It's already.
Oh.
I got an email today that it's not gonna be an HBO Max anymore. I think they're gonna test.
straight to
Now they're gonna
theaters.
move it to no, it's already been in theaters.
Oh, okay.
So now, like when it comes out of theaters, it comes off HBO Max and it goes to on demand and Redbox and all that. So
Okay.
like for HBO Max, when you get like a brand new movie, it's only there like I think like for a month or less.
week or some shit. Yeah. So the last one that I remember hearing about was Candyman.
Oh yeah.
And I want to see that one because the fucking original Candyman fucking slaps. That's a good fucking movie.
I think the only one that I remember this year was The Unholy. I really wanted to see it only because of the actor.
Let's see.
But then I saw I got like shitty ass review, and as much as I hate going by reviews, wasting that much money to go to the theater was like fuck.
Okay. Oh, no shit. Okay. So upcoming horror movies. I have 6, whatever, 5. So Halloween Kills.
Okay.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
Wait, it's a horror?
I mean, what
There's
else?
a new one.
Zombies, I get it.
Yeah, so there's Last Night in Soho, never heard of it. Nightmare Alley, also never heard of it. Technically, they're counting Ghostbusters as a horror movie, but...
Get the fuck out.
And The Addams Family, too. The animated version.
No way. Come on.
That's like a little. That's like at most, it's like a dark comedy. At most.
Yeah.
But didn't we talk about that one time? Like, it was like, how many categories of horror is there?
What the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so the top 10 most anticipated horror movies of 2022. I'm gonna read it from. Let me read it from the. Let's read it from 10 up. Let's go. So, 2022, Wendell and Wild. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's from the director of Coraline. And it features Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele as demon brothers. Oh, I'm guessing this is some kind of kid movie. Never mind. Moving on. They Hear It, 2022. Oh, it's a feature full-length movie by the shorts director Julian Terry with It Follows director David Robert Mitchell. I don't know if you guys ever heard of It Follows or have seen it, but that one it's like I thought it was a fresh take on like the Ring type movies. Have you guys heard of it? It came out a while back.
I've never seen it, but yeah, I heard it.
So essentially, the plot of the movie is like you're cursed, and if you fuck somebody, the curse moves on to them.
What the fuck?
So it's essentially like an STD demon.
Yeah, like a supernatural STD.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a meme? Is that a fucking meme? Dude?
No, that's a for real.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, supernatural STD. I like that. So number 7, The Crooked Man. It's part of the Conjuring universe. They don't have a release date yet, but it's supposed to be 2022.
In that universe, aren't they?
Yeah, and the number 6 is The Black Phone. It's also
The Black Phone.
Ethan Hawke comes out on this one. Look at that. Okay, number 5, September 9th, 2022. Dark Harvest. It looks like a Halloween album cover. Okay, number 4, July 22nd, 2022. Song simply titled Nope.
Nope.
I guess it's from Jordan Peele again.
He's finding his little niche in the horror genre.
Yeah, so Get Out and Us. Okay,
Yeah.
so number 3, January 28th, 2022. It's called Morbius.
Oh, get the fuck out.
It's about the vampire from Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah! And guess who's playing Morbius? Just take a guess.
I know who's playing him, so I won't guess.
I followed it for a couple of years already, so yeah.
Do you know who it is? Can you guys want to just...
Jared Leto.
Oh, come on. You didn't let me get the goddamn Jared Leto.
He's been played by Danny DeVito as Morpheus. As the Morbius.
So number 2, October 14th, 2022, Halloween Ends. Wait, that's not coming out until next year? What the fuck?
Part 3.
You say Halloween Kills first, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, this is
Halloween
Halloween Ends. Yeah, my bad.
So,
But the number 1 fucking... The number 1 movie they have ranked coming up, January 14th, 2022. Hold on, let me do this again. I doubt you guys will guess what I'm going to say. Scream.
Surprise, motherfucker.
oh yeah, that movie's been like in development forever.
In development limbo.
Yeah, I don't even know like what. I forgot like what it's about. I think the original actors are coming back or something like that.
I don't fucking care.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
What's her name? Neve Campbell?
Yeah.
So this is Scream 5. Same.
Yeah.
It's Scream Resurrected.
So the Wes Craven's not coming back for it.
I don't know.
That's what I'm reading up on it. I mean, does anything on that list catch your attention outside of Halloween?
Honestly, Scream?
Really?
Yeah, I was a fan of the original.
I mean, I like the first one.
The second one was okay too.
Yeah, that was okay.
Third one was,
When
yeah.
did,
Let's be
when did
serious.
she come back? Part 3, right?
Third one at all.
I want to say she's not in the third one at all. Oh, fuck, it doesn't matter. Fucking 20-year-old horror movie. But yeah, Scream. I'm interested to see that.
I don't think I'm interested in any of them, man.
Yeah.
Outside of Halloween and maybe Scream just for...
Maybe Morbius too?
Well, Morbius because it's a Marvel movie. I mean, it's a Marvel. It's a superhero movie, so yeah, why not?
Yeah, but it's a supernatural superhero
I'm sorry.
movie.
Whatever the hell they're considered nowadays.
Anti-hero?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's what Venom
okay.
is.
He's an anti-hero?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, I guess with that little lull in the conversation, your boy has to make a little chocolate, if you catch my drift.
Today ain't your day.
So, let's hear a word from one of our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Alright, Trevor.
Now, there it is, the gay bomb. Look it up for yourself. I mean, this is what they're... What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. And I'm not saying people didn't naturally have homosexual feelings. I'm not even getting into it, quite frankly. I mean, give me a break. You think I am like, shocked by it, so I'm up here bashing it because I don't like gay people? I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap. I'm sick of being social engineered. It's not funny.
Are your frogs turning gayer and gayer by the day? Have you noticed your green buddy slowly transition into a pride flag? Well, now you have the chance to combat this with the new frog treatment tablet. Now you see, frogs is an acronym, and what that stands for is full removal of gay. Frog. Now you see, the way this works is you put a tablet in the water, and it removes all the gay side effects and chemicals that the government keeps putting in there to turn you and your frogs gay. Don't sit around while they mingle with their dangle. Remember, all you gotta do is drop one of these tablets directly into hot water, and you'll remove all them substances that the government is hiding. Hiding in plain sight. And I don't like it. All you gotta do now is order quickly for a low price of $59.99. Shipping not included. All sales are final. Remember, frog treatment tablets. Remember, you can go from gay to yay with frog treatment tablets.
And we're back. And shout out to the sponsor, Frog Treatment Tablets. You're doing the Lord's work. No pun intended. But yeah, during the break, we were kind of hovering over some topics, but let's jump into some video games. And the segment is called Play Till We Lose. Now, yeah, okay. Now, fucking shout out to the good old boy that does the music for the show. Fucking, I don't know how big his dick is, but it's probably fucking huge. But yeah, fucking, so...
The test puppy.
That's why he's not here. He's spent. But no, fucking. So yeah, we were talking to tie in the whole scary, festive feelings that we're in. Garbage stumbled on upon. Or take it away, Garbage.
Yeah, pretty much Silent Hill, because I want to say that game was a classic for a while. Right up there with Resident Evil when we used to play the PlayStation, man. So pretty much I came across an article that supposedly they're bringing it back, but I found it interesting because as far as I knew, like the lead for the creator, one of the developers, Kojima, had broken ties with Konami.
Yeah, he's no longer with Konami. Yeah, that's right.
But supposedly he's involved.
Well, I mean, just because he's not working for them anymore doesn't mean he can't be a contractor.
Yeah, I understand. But it's being funded by Sony, though.
Yeah, Sony, they're trying to make a big push to beat out Xbox, and with, I mean, let's be real here. The Xbox Scorpion or whatever the fuck it's called, the Series S, is a superior machine. So Sony is trying to make up for that fact with exclusives. So I totally get it.
I mean, was it Microsoft made a move to obtain Bethesda? Is that Bethesda?
Bethesda?
Yeah.
I believe so.
They own Doom, right?
I think so.
The only reason I know is because a group that I'm in, but that supposedly they obtained Bethesda, but those are some big titles. There.
Yeah. They do.
So
the parent company of Doom and Fallout.
Oh yeah.
Some of the biggest games ever. But yeah, Microsoft finalized the $7.5 billion deal to acquire ZeniMax Media, the parent company of Bethesda, and Bethesda Doom Fallout Studios, the Bethesda Softworks.
Nice.
So big bank taking other big bank, bigger bank taking big bank, whatever.
I mean, dude, Doom has a huge following. I didn't think.
So does Fallout. Fuck.
Yeah. That was one.
I've played Doom. I mean, starting with the original.
Of course.
I've recently got into Fallout. I've never played any of the Fallouts, but I started playing Fallout 76 like 2 years after launch, because that game is still broken. I'm gonna be honest. That game is still a shit show. But I mean, I like playing games with my friends, and I'll play whatever fucking works. Because Poppy can attest. He's not here, but I feel like I can speak for him with this. A lot of games, the multiplayer doesn't fucking work, and it doesn't make sense. Like, you brought up eFootball 2022, up and coming new fucking eFootball game that's taking the world by storm, and not by good press. Apparently this game's a fucking another shit show all on its own, but whatever. We're American, so we don't care about fucking soccer. I mean, you're Mexican American, right? So you care about soccer more than I care about soccer. But football, whatever. Sorry, shit.
It's football.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking Doom. Just the IP Doom itself is like, if you've never heard of Doom, you don't really game. Because I mean, they have Doom running on fucking pregnancy tests and shit.
Yes.
It's fucking crazy. People are modding the fuck out of air. The next thing that I want to see Doom on a fucking one of those old school Casio calculator watches. I want to see somebody put Doom on that bitch.
Don't challenge them, that they would.
Yeah.
You know, I know last week we were talking about that shit, like the whole video games. And tying it to the Doom thing, I had no idea like how Doom kind of did their shit. Like back in the floppy days, they would send you the first floppy, and if you wanted the whole game, you pretty much have to buy the rest of them.
You have to buy all 24 floppy disks.
But I mean, that was good, right? Because that's what got you into the game, and it was a hell of a good game. But I had no idea that they would open the game up for the modding. Like they're like, yeah, mod whatever the hell you want to it, and people would like post their mods online back in the day, right? Like I had no idea it was that open, where that people would change it to like have a Batman, to have like whatever the hell they could change it to.
Okay, so I'm just looking at a Reddit thread. And the Reddit thread is r/itrunsdoom, and the header for the forum or whatever the fuck the thread is will it run Doom ? So from what I've seen here, Doom on a DS, Temple OS runs Doom. And that's fucking what is that shit called? What is that shit called where you type in computer commands? The console?
MS-DOS?
The console?
Or the prompt?
The PC console, I think that's what it's called.
You're talking about the command prompt?
Yeah, the command prompt. Like what that's called the console, right?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, well the command prompt thing apparently also runs Doom. Let me see. A tiny 2040 microcontroller runs Doom, and there's video for it. Somebody runs Doom on a chip from a $15 IKEA smart lamp. What the fuck? And the Atari Jaguar has a port of Doom. Jesus, we talked about old school consoles the other week. Somebody has a drone controller playing Doom.
The fuck?
Okay, so this says Space Station 13 runs Doom. I don't know what that means, but that sounds pretty fucking funny. Jesus. Yeah, people are just running Doom on the dumbest shit. Okay, Doom on Siglent SSA 3021X Spectrum Analyzer. A piece of equipment that has nothing to do with gaming at all, playing Doom. A Spectrum Analyzer. Jesus fucking Christ. The craziest one that I've seen so far is somebody managed to run Doom on a fucking pregnancy test. Those ones that have the little LCD display. Somebody has Doom on their fucking camera. What the fuck, dude? If there's a will, there's a will. Somebody running Doom on an old ultrasound machine.
What the fuck?
Somebody running Doom on a JavaScript emulator. Jesus Christ. If it has a screen, you can put Doom on it, pretty much. Doom running on a standard Sega. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, so I found it. Does it run Doom? That calculator you were saying?
Does somebody have it on a T8? A T80?
Yeah, I think it's probably lower than that. Let me see if I can link it, but it looks older than that, man.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull up.
Nope, it's. So they have Doom on the scanner, the ones that we used to use in the warehouse.
No way.
Well, that's a computer ready.
Oh yeah, they're actually super advanced. That's pretty funny. And you know what? Now that you bring that up, I've worked in a lot of warehouses, but I've never worked in a warehouse that was that organized. And that kind of trips me out. I didn't expect, of all places, for their organization to be that in check. I see that, yeah, the T82 or whatever the fuck it is. I'm seeing one here. It's not the full game, but Doom Vape ? And somebody has Doom on their vape coils or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Come on. Oh my god. Hey man, that warehouse, I gotta agree with you. Like the way that warehouse is organized is out there, but then it's kind of like it's a lot of extra work and manpower.
Yeah, it is, but it's worth it.
It's not like, you know, the most common retail store, Wally World.
No, it's not.
If it fits on the floor, it fits on the floor. If it doesn't, find a way to make it fit.
Yeah, if it doesn't, take something else down and put it. Yeah, but I was actually like disappointed when I went to other warehouses, and I was like, "What? I thought this was like industry standard or some bullshit." But no, it's if you remember where you put it, that's where it is. Well, what kind of shit is that? So, for as lame as fucking that place was, they're actually ahead of the game. And that was what, like 15 years ago?
Something like that.
Places don't even do that right now, and that's crazy.
I mean, dude, like you can understand, like, and again, not to shit on other companies, but that is what exactly it's gonna sound like. Even like your hiring profile tells you shit like that. So like, there's a list that I saw once. I found it online. Like they have like certain companies listed, and like if you have a misdemeanor, you have like up to like a certain type of felony or whatever.
Yeah.
This is one of the go-to places to go to, versus the other one, like nah. So it's kind of like your hiring profiles tells you a lot. Cause like it's kind of, I don't know, man. I mean, the hiring profile, the interviews that you go through, a bunch of other crap. I mean, like it's the weirdest thing, man. Like for example, from where I worked, like you have a Chick-fil-A right next to a McDonald's. they're on the same side of town, and the service you get walking 20 feet, it's completely different.
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck, man. But you know, it's that warehouse, man, has stories.
For real. You
And
know
ghosts.
you know what? Now that you say that, I was literally gonna bring something up. So, me, Garbage, and Papi, we all met a long time ago because we all worked at this one warehouse. It doesn't matter where we worked, but yeah, so our job entailed us climbing 25-foot ladders, right? Sometimes. And if you've ever been on a fucking super tall ladder, they're kind of janky, right? They're a little sketchy. Let's be honest. And I remember I was on one end of the warehouse. The warehouse was shaped like an L, and I was on the long end of the L by myself. And usually, like when people walk down the aisles, the lights turn on, right? They're motion sensitive. But if you're by yourself and you're deep in an aisle, the lights will go out. So fucking, half of the lights on the long end of the warehouse were off because no one was on that long end, right? So I was just in one certain section, and that's where the lights were on. And knowing that no one can just walk down the aisles without the lights coming on, like, you're by yourself. So I was at the top of the fucking ladder, like literally last step, and I was fixing some of the top shelves of merchandise and shit that we had, getting ready for the Christmas holiday. So back then we would get shit ready starting pretty much now around this time. So fucking again, I was on the long end of the warehouse by myself. None of the lights were on, so I knew I was essentially by myself. And fucking, I was at the top of the ladder, and every now and then when somebody sneaks up on you, they'll fuck with you, or like shake the ladder or kick the ladder or whatever, throw something at you, whatever the fuck, right? But I was completely by myself on the top of the ladder. All the lights were off coming down the warehouse, and my ladder just started, like somebody shaking the fuck out of it from the bottom. And I'm on the top, like, oh, fuck you. And I turn around and I look down, and the shaking stops, and there was no one there. And when I turned around and I saw that there was no one there, I said, fuck this, I'm out. I climbed my fat ass down that fucking 20-foot ladder in like a second, and I booked it out to the floor, the sales floor. And I had to take a breather. Like, there's no way that shit just happened, right? But it fucking happened. And nobody was on that side of the warehouse. And I had to take a minute to like gather my thoughts. I thought that was fucking weird. No explanation for that, but it did happen.
You're probably just hashtag.
The what?
You're probably just hashtag.
I wish.
Nah, there was a bunch of shit in that warehouse. Like, it wasn't just us. I think it was everyone. Like, for me, the weirdest one was just walking down the shorter side of the L. And as I'm walking, there was no one on that side. Lights were on. Just a ball rolling out of the aisle where we had all the toys.
From the
Straight
toy,
up.
From the toy section.
Yeah, just a ball rolling out. And you know, if it's a ball, it was a heavy ball. You hear it fall. You hear it something, like, especially when your floor is concrete.
Yeah.
Nah, just the ball rolls out, and I'm just like looking at it, badass rolling out, and I'm like, who the hell's in the aisle? You go, you look, no one. And you're like, I mean, you tell anyone they're gonna think you're crazy.
Yeah.
But then when you start sharing with everybody that used to work there, they're like, what was the most fucked up thing that happened to you? And when everyone has a story.
Yeah. Or when somebody has a story in the same area.
Oh, yeah.
And like you hadn't brought it up before. So like I didn't tell anybody that story until someone had mentioned something happening on that end. And I believe it was somebody that we all know, Papi's wife. She also worked there. She had told me something, and I was like, was it here in this section? And she's like, yeah, how'd you know? I was like, you're not gonna believe me, but some shit happened to me there too. And she was like, no fucking way, I fucking knew it. So when she told me her story, and I knowing that I didn't tell anyone, I was like, oh shit, this is more than coincidence. But yeah, fucking everyone always says like, oh, I saw a little girl or a little boy. It's always a little kid, right? But that's how the demons get you, man. They fuck with you. They think they show up as kids and shit, right? Let your guard down. Now, I don't know if you guys believe in that kind of shit, but I'm open to the possibility.
I mean, I've never really like I've experienced some minor things, but nothing major that can be like that can be constituted as like definite proof or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, something you just can't explain. Like, you have to be open to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Shit.
So for like me, I've always felt that I've had like some kind of sixth sense. Now, I'm not saying I'm an empath or a medium or whatever the fuck, right? But I feel like I have a good internal radar for just everything, right? Like, I'm pretty good at reading people and their intentions, and like I'm a good judge of character, and I'm always super, or I guess you could say I'm always hyper aware of my surroundings. And that's just something that I was raised to, like, always make sure you know where the exit is. Make sure you know where there's an exit or a door to where you can leave, and make sure that you're always facing an exit, just in case some shit goes down. You know where to run, and you don't fucking panic or whatever the fuck, right? And people call me paranoid or fucking whatever the fuck, but I mean, it's shit like that you take for granted, right? Like, I think that should be some like general knowledge type shit.
You always have to like stay safe. Like it's not being paranoid. Like how would you like put yourself in a precarious position? Just you know what I mean? Like you have to like always keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, fucking that place definitely had something. I remember one time an old friend of mine used to be a security guard at the information center that's at the city limits. Have you've seen the building, right? That weird like fucking palace looking thing at mile 18 or 19 or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, the badass place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a information center or whatever the fuck, but yeah, it's essentially just a stupid visitor rest stop. And my buddy was a security guard there overnight, and he was like, yeah, I mean, my job's pretty chill. There's usually fucking no one ever here. So, I mean, I bring my guitar, I fucking practice and shit, and I bring my homework or whatever the fuck, and I get my shit done. But, I mean, occasionally when I'm doing my rounds, especially inside, like, there's this one room that just... It doesn't feel right. And I was like, well, what do you mean? What does that even mean? And he was like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. And he took me one time with him when he was on a shift. Super illegal, I'm guessing. But fucking yeah, he was like, look, we can only be in here for like however long it takes me to do my rounds or whatever the fuck, just so that the sensors they clock every in and out and whatever the fuck. So I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, so we can only be in here for like 5 minutes and then we gotta get the fuck out. So I was like, alright. And he let me in and we were walking around and we walked into, I don't even remember what kind of room it was. It was just a bigger office or whatever the fuck. And when we walked in, like, I just had a weird wave of like just anxiety. Like, have you ever gotten that feeling when you walk into a room and you just feel like you're not supposed to be there?
Or feel like something's off, or
yeah. Like immediately your spidey senses are like on alert and shit, right? Have you ever felt that?
Yeah.
Well, it's usually like a gut feeling or internal, right? It's not in the brain, so to speak. It's kind of hard to describe, I guess. Like, you feel it with your heart more than your brain. And fucking, I walked into the room and I was like, whoa. He like turns around, he stops, and he's like, what? And I was like, this room, it feels different. And he's like, right? And like, we kind of just discussed how we felt walking into the room. He had never told me what room it was. So, like, for me to discover it myself, I guess he felt vindicated in his feelings also. And I don't know, like, the room just felt heavy, right?
And that's when you both, like, on your own have that same feeling. Like, how do you explain that?
Yeah, exactly. Like, how do you justify two people feeling almost essentially the same thing without any communication or prior knowledge to said thing? Like, he didn't tell me what room it was to influence my judgment, right? Like, he just said somewhere in the building. He didn't tell me where. And it wasn't the first room that we went into either, right? It was like maybe the third or fourth room in the building that we went to. And like, yeah, just like, I was like, yeah, let's just get the fuck out of here. Fuck it. There's nothing more I need to see here. And I mean, we left and whatever the fuck. It just that's weird. Like, is that really a thing? Is there really a sixth sense?
It's something. Like, how do you start gut feeling, sixth sense, precognitive? Like, there's a lot of things.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just one of those unsolved mysteries. Boom, 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 boom.
I don't know,
boom,
man.
boom,
Maybe it
boom.
was just some bad burritos from Taco Bell.
I do love me that Taco Bell.
I don't know why. I don't know why Taco Bell gets so much hate, man. Not hate, but like people are like, "Oh, it's gonna give it the runs." I mean,
Well, yeah, like how bitch is your stomach that you get the runs from shitty Mexican food?
Well, it's because like most of it is like super processed and some of it can't even be considered meat. It's like only like
Yeah.
51% meat. So
it's 80% meat, bro. Get it right.
It's
They
like
put they put what's it called? This is the biggest power move by a company ever. It was like they were getting shitted on because their meat wasn't 100% meat. So they said some bullshit number, and Taco Bell like took out like an ad, like, no, it's actually this percent.
you're
And
saying
like,
you're saying it's 20% meat. Actually, it's 75% meat,
I thought
bitch.
it was 51% meat.
some shit like that. Like, how much? Let's find the ad online.
I think it's like literally the lowest grade of meat that you can get, and still calling it meat. Like it's like one level over dog food and shit. I'm not even joking. I think it's like a grade D meat or some shit.
36.
36% beef. Okay, so does it say beef or does it say meat?
Okay, so Taco Bell says their meat is 88% beef, not 36.
Okay, so what's the rest of the percentage?
I
Soy?
don't even want to know.
Soy?
So according to the website, and 12% signature recipe. That could be, I don't know, something else.
What the fuck?
But that's the thing. Like, what is the something else? But then
So according to this, and I'm just reading from what it says online, Taco Bell says all ingredients are completely safe and approved by the FDA. Yeah, because the FDA gets everything right. The company also says the ingredients are common and found in food items at your grocery store. That's all it says.
It can be items that you find at the grocery store.
No. The food items at your grocery store.
Food items, okay.
Yeah.
Let me Google the fucking. Let me Google what food item.
No, but see, that's the thing. That's the tricky part. It says the ingredients are found or are common and found in food items at your grocery store.
Okay.
So they're not saying, yeah, like they're being tricky about the wording, right? This is corporate lingo. Very familiar with.
Okay, so check it out. As defined by lawinsider.com, a food item means the complete contents of any food offered for individual sale by the restaurant, not including beverages. Sample 1 or sample 2, because there's no sample 1. Sample 2, food item means a raw, cooked, or processed edible substance. Ice, beverage, or ingredients used or intended for use for sale in whole or in part for human consumption. So literally just anything that your body can digest is considered a food item. What? Any substance containing nutrients such as carbohydrates, proteins, and fats that can be ingested by a living organism and metabolized into energy is what food item is described.
Yeah, I think I don't know who, I think it was Walmart. Somebody got in trouble a couple of years ago because their grated Parmesan cheese had like basically wood chips in it. But since like you can eat wood, it's like in small doses, like still like it's not illegal, but it's fucking sketchy.
Yeah. So
on the on the ingredient is called cellulose, I think. That's basically wood.
Yeah. You know what I learned recently that kind of tripped me out? Like, you know how fossil fuels were created?
From like the dinosaurs and stuff like that.
Well,
Compression.
I mean, not only that, right? But okay, so it actually has a lot to do with scientific compounds. So way the fuck back then, essentially cellulose wasn't part of everything the way it is now, right? So fucking plants had no cellulose in them. So when a tree would fall and die, it wouldn't degrade, right? So like it would just fall and die and dry up, right? But it wouldn't rot. It wouldn't decompose because cellulose is a big factor in that process. Cellulose hadn't been, I don't know how to, like, it wasn't evolutionary involved in the process of decomposition of plants, or I mean just the beginning of the world, right? Cellulose wasn't a thing. And so like all these plants and trees and everything that's fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Organic material had no cellulose. Cellulose is very vital to the decomposition process, right? So things would just fall and they would stay there. They wouldn't rot, and they wouldn't become fertilizer and become part of the new world, right? Like it would fall and it would stay there. It wouldn't rot. It wouldn't do anything. It would just be there. So all of this organic material compounded on top of each other, and then with all the sediment and eventually hundreds of thousands of years of pressure, that shit eventually broke down into what we know as crude oil, or even charcoal. That's how a lot of charcoal was created, or coal, not charcoal. Naturally formed coal is the same thing. I thought that's pretty fucking crazy. It wasn't until plants evolved to contain cellulose that they began to break down organically. So all the fossil fuels that we have, like, there's no more making any more of it, right? We can synthesize it because we know the process, but like there's eventually there's going to be no more natural oil or gas or whatever the fuck, right? Because the world has evolved, or the planet has evolved to the point to where it's trying to feed itself, sustaining itself from itself dying. I don't know. I mean, it's a crazy process, nature. It's a beautiful thing, actually.
I know, it's just weird how things happen. Like it makes no sense. Like, but then it does.
Yeah. So, I that's science. Just really fucking tickles my willy. If you catch my drift. But yeah, we're already at an hour, so I guess we can go ahead and end the show there. Is there anything you guys want to quick mention before we wrap it up?
No, I think we pretty much covered
scary stuff good.
Yeah, hopefully next week we won't have any of this rush bullshit, and we'll have Papi on, and hopefully we'll have some good times. Garbage, I want to go ahead and thank you for showing up. You didn't have to, but I'm glad you did. Mel Bolja, thank you again for also tagging along. It's always a pleasure. But yeah, I'm your boy Desecrator. This was Hanging Heavy. Thank you for listening. Spread the love, spread the word that we're here. You can find us anywhere podcasts are hosted. Facebook, nope. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google, whatever the fuck it's called now. YouTube, just search up Hanging Heavy Podcast and you'll find us. Or you can go to the website hangingheavy.podbean.com and you'll get all the episodes there. And again, thank you guys. I'm your boy Desecrator. Hopefully everyone's safe. Much love, and rich and rare.
This is Hanging Heavy. This is Hanging Heavy.